So day 2, Overland Expo West in Flagstaff, Arizona.
It's only 2?
It is only 2. We're over here at the KC HiLITES booth. We have Luke with 511 Tactical. Wanted to go over the truck build we have because we can finally show it now that we built this really badass Tundra. So Luke, what's the point of this build? What was your mission behind it, and what's kind of the overall plan for it?
The mission for the truck was, I mean, you kind of know how I am. I'm for all intents and purposes, a professional hobbyist. So I have a lot of hobbies. I do a lot of things, and I enjoy a lot of different sports, outdoor sports. So first and foremost, I wanted it as a kind of a one and done hunting vehicle and range vehicle. So I go to the range 2 to 3 days a week. I work with Surefire in the suppressor and weapons division doing R&D. So I'm at the range a lot, so that was part of it. So a daily driver, something I could just get out, drive every day, and be off-road in every day, because our range location is not really on the beaten path. And outside of that, something that can just kind of facilitate all my hobbies. And then weekly trips up to Lake Arrowhead, up in the mountains. We have a house up in Lake Arrowhead. I love being outdoors out there. As far as camping, like what most people would say I use this for the most, it would be hunting and then little motorcycle adventures with my daughter. Yep. The things I had planned out in my build, very first and foremost, were this shell, which as when you first saw the car, it was a bone stock vehicle with that shell, and I was happy. Like I was like, cool, I'm gonna use this. The 2 more things I wanted were fog lighting for going up and down the mountain. We get a lot of whiteouts. I'd say if I drive up and down the mountain, you know, 10 days a month, 5 of those days are going to be whiteout. Yep. And during the wintertime, even more with snow and things like that. So we have a big fog problem, so I wanted lighting. So I was going to do a bumper to facilitate that lighting, and I wanted full coverage. And that comes from driving around southern Utah and driving up in Lake Arrowhead, animals, primarily for animals, not for protecting my front bumper in Baja. I didn't build this truck to pretend to be a Baja racer. I built the truck to get me kind of to and from the areas. And,
but now that you have this truck and it is not a Baja racer, you have been off-road with it.
No, and it was like, the first time I took it out in Hammers was like, well, I can go a little faster. It's extremely fun, the capabilities it has. It just wasn't the point of the build.
Right.
I didn't build it trying to pretend to be something. I built it to get me to and from.
But with the suspension system, it sure adds confidence off-road.
Oh,
driving comfort. I drove this thing
spoiled
on the road.
rotten.
It was like driving on a cloud. So
yeah,
some bias. It was a great setup. But then we went, what? You originally wanted 35. We said 37s are going to work. 37 Falcon RTs. What are your thoughts on the tires so far?
I'm absolutely obsessed with this tire right now. The rain performance I got from it this year, the snow performance I got from it, even though, you know, I just was like, okay, I'm not going to put my chains on because I was already up the hill and it had snowed, and then I had to get back down the hill. And I sent it with a lot of confidence in it, like 0 issues whatsoever. Absolutely obsessed with the tire. Cool. The off-roading I have done in the tire, they've been, I mean, great, like most all Falcons are, but more importantly, really impressed with the everyday driving. And the rain performance was like, I called you one time, like, these things are amazing, like, because I felt so safe, and we were getting one of those like California floods, and the freeway was nuts.
It drives like it's stock, which is crazy.
It's nuts. It's crazy how comfortable they are as a tire.
We did some other cool things too, like this is the first Prinsu Pro rack. This is their half rack that's designed for camper setups like this, so we had the luxury of being able to put this thing on your truck. This is the very first article. I think it's one of the coolest set pieces on this truck. It allows us to have the integrated lighting and the Pro 6 Titan bar. This is their brand new bar. So this has the amber and clear function, and
it's
it is insane.
It's so nice to be able to go amber. And then the white light is, I mean, you saw it the first time we used it out in Johnson's Valley, like lit up the whole valley. And I'm like, what do you mean the whole valley? You're like, the whole valley, like you lit it up. It was amazing. I had KC's on, you know, my dad's truck, my dad's old Mickey Thompson desert truck, you know, growing up in South San Diego and Lakeside. KC was like you weren't cool unless you had KC's on. Yep. I had Flex Aero 4s on my stock, my bone stock Dodge. I had them in the A-pillar, and they literally saved my life. One time driving up in Utah, I was able to see this elk run out of nowhere and stop before I hit it. And then their fog lights in the bar, like the lighting setup is fantastic. I'm really, really happy. And being able to run the amber, on that, as well as in the front here, during the whiteouts and fog, is very confidence inspiring. It's fantastic. So.
Well, we love this thing. I love how it turned out. We'll get a lot of cool shots and video for you guys to check this thing out. If you're in the area, come by Flagstaff, Arizona at the KC booth, 501 Tactical Tundra.